Hello everyone and welcome back to Epic 40 here at Kettering Leisure Village, powered by Intel, sponsored by Overclockers, Noble Chairs, MSI and Draytech. We do apologise about the incredibly long technical delay that we've just experienced. It is 9 o'clock right now. We should have started just a wee bit earlier, in all honesty. But, you know, it's what's esports without a few tech delays and a few tech problems here.
You know, it's going to happen.
Yes, yeah.
It's going to happen, and it happened. So, yeah, it's just something we got to deal with. But we're here now, and we're ready to crack on with the show.
Yes, today, this match for all of the teams, actually, bar, Skal, and Star, who did actually win their group stages. So they've secured themselves a free spot into the upper bracket quarterfinals, whereas the rest of the teams today, they're going to be having to play for their position and where they're going to be standing in tomorrow's competition as we go into double elimination. So if a team wins today, they secure themselves a spot up in the upper brackets, whereas the loser teams makes their way down into the losers. So we have got SOGBOX versus SheepEnjoyoers. They did want to go by a different name, but we'll leave that up to the imagination of everyone else. But we have got the map vetoes here up on screen, so we are banning Lotus, Ascent. SOGBOX have picked Haven. SheepEnjoyoers have picked Breeze. We have got Bind for the next ban, followed by Sunset, and Split is our decider.
I'm really interested to see how the Breeze game goes.
Yeah.
Did a match on Haven earlier. Yeah, sort of like standard Haven compositions. The usual suspects, really. You know, your Omens and your Breaches and what have you. Your Sovers. Yeah, just sort of the ordinary Haven picks. So maybe we might see something spicy.
I hope so. I mean, I do like the spicy picks. I mean, I understand with there's a prize on the line, and now that we're out of the group stages, literally every team is going to be fighting for their spot in the competition at the moment.
Yes.
Like from now on, it is a make or break kind of situation. The teams that go forward and win today's match, they've put themselves in a really good spot. Whereas the teams who have unfortunately who lose today, that first game tomorrow morning, they've really got to put it to the test. Like they've got to have some really good metal tomorrow morning for those teams that do lose today's match. But we will be going into a best of 3 today, like the map veto showed us, and we are going to be going over to Haven for our first map. So honestly, I am not going to be too surprised in terms of composition. I feel like it's going to be very standard, very cookie cutter kind of compositions that we are going to be seeing. So yeah, the the Omens coming out straight away along with the Breaches, the Jets. So we got Jake's playing on the Sova, but we do have Stempy picking the Sky instead for that.
Sky's a good pick. Gecko would be a fringe pick if that's something that we could see. That would be fantastic.
So yeah, we have got SOGBOX there on the attacking side right now.
Yeah,
we're going to go. Yeah, I didn't think we were going to go for the triple initiator.
Didn't think it was going to happen, no. Especially when they were missing a Sentinel, something that's definitely needed for Haven.
Yeah, exactly. So we have got on the side of was it SheepEnjoyoers? We have got Sova, the Omen, Jet, Breach, and the Killjoy. Yep. And over on the side of SOGBOX, we have got the Omen, Jet, Killjoy, Breach, and the Sky. But honestly, pretty much mirror composition, bar the Sky and the Sova. Those are the only different iterations that both teams were willing to change. I feel like on Haven, Sova would be the better choice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm of the personal opinion, I think Sky just works on every single map in the game. Yeah. I think she's a really, really versatile agent, just so useful. Her kit is just really well-rounded, really good. Yeah. Sova isn't just a great agent on this map as well, like you said. So not surprised that both of these agents have been picked by these teams here. The other 4 agents as well, you know, the Omen for smokes, Jet and Breach for your entries, and Killjoy for the lockdowns. And really standard stuff here. But yeah, like you said, we're going to have to see the difference between Sova and Sky and just how they play around. And should mean that both teams have a slightly different approach to their attacks and defenses.
Exactly. Now, as we get this started, we can see that SheepEnjoyoers are going to go for a very, very fast push straight through into mid, and Ego Peak is going to get pushed back. They are going to zone him away, and that gives SOGBOX the opportunity to just take C-site for free. I've got the recon ball coming out as well as the flashback, and oh my god, Rudy finds 1, finds 2! So many quick kills coming out from Rudy. Really, really good stuff. Finding the headshot, but IBS is there to take out Rudy. So that is a 2-for-1 trade coming out from SOGBOX. SOGBOX have got the spike planted. They've got themselves in a really good position now for V3 situation. SheepEnjoyoers is trying to slowly reconvene. We have got Barrett throwing a few shots and having to throw a few shots through the blind paranoia. Cannoir finds one IBS. Unfortunately, not able to close out as SOGBOX find the first round over SheepEnjoyoers.
Yeah, really well played from SOGBOX there. SheepEnjoyoers taking quite an aggressive stance to the first round, which was just unfortunate because they got baited out. Ego Peak was there waiting in window, seeing if they could maybe find one or two, realised that the whole team was actually just pushing straight out of that B site as a stack on that first round, which allowed SOGBOX to just push up C uncontested, claiming that site and getting that spike down so fast that with not a lot of util, you know, on that pistol round, they don't have a full set.
Yeah.
It's really difficult for SheepEnjoyoers to retake when you've got no armor, not a lot of util at your disposal, and SOGBOX just have all the angles covered.
Yeah, exactly. And now as we're going into round number 2, we are going to be experiencing a little bit of a tech pause going into the second round. But we can see straight away from the buy, we have got a Bulldog, 2 Vandals and 2 Spectres on the side of SOGBOX. So they've got a huge amount of firepower and range on their side. Whereas SheepEnjoyoers, once the tech pause continues, we could just be looking at 3 Classics, a Frenzy and a Sheriff right now. So there's not much that SheepEnjoyoers can work with. But with the Classics in hand, don't count that gun out. It's a free gun, but my god, can it pack a punch sometimes.
It can absolutely do work. Free gun, free kills. Exactly. That's my motto. The Classic is just so strong if utilised correctly. Just you can do the little combos with the left click and the right clicks together.
Yeah, no, there's loads of little cheeky plays, and I think this is going to be a bit of a cheeky play from SheepEnjoyoers. They are going to try and go for an aggro play, but SOGBOX are just going to go straight for the rush down. A long there, and Ego Peak holding the angle. And oh my god, Cannoir, they didn't check the corner, and Ego Peak is just going to find them. And all 4 members of SheepEnjoyoers are going to just line up into the crosshairs as Ego Peak finds themselves a 4K. My goodness, SheepEnjoyoers, not quite the display you want to be putting on. I do like the aggression, but unfortunately, it was a bit misplaced there, and SOGBOX able to just capitalize on the range of the angles and just clean up house.
Yeah, Ego Peak, beautiful transfer there, just headshot to headshot to headshot to finish off the round. Well invested Vandal in that second round. You know, some people don't like it when you get a Vandal in the second round, but if you've got the money and you think you can actually take advantage of the situation at hand, just make sure you're playing those long angles. Don't let them get anywhere close to you. Vandal can be quite the advantage for that second round buy.
Yeah, exactly. And now SheepEnjoyoers, they have got a buy round now. But Cannoir getting caught out by the fault line and the guiding light. Everything is getting sent away. Aftershock and the paranoia. My god, throw the kitchen sink at them as well. No. Bloody hell. Barak managed to find one. Gonna be get the shadow step out of there just in the nick of time. Managed to equalize the numbers. The spike is gonna be planted now. Time is now against SheepEnjoyoers. Now the smoke has dissipated. That dark cover making its way away, and Barak holding the angle in garage, waiting to engage, and managed to find Rudy. Ego Peak waiting at the entrance of double doors, finds one, and 2% finds another kill, and now it's a 1v2 situation. They know where they are. Unfortunately, Ego Peak, Vandal in hand, is able to just clean up house, and it is a 3-0 lead for SOGBOX right now.
SOGBOX converting that round towards their favour is absolutely fantastic and exactly what they need. A 3-0 lead, winning that buy round from SheepEnjoyoers just puts them in such a strong position for the next couple rounds, because now SheepEnjoyoers are on they're on the back foot. Even though they're on that defense, they've only got, look at their arsenal, they've only got stingers, they've got sheriffs and light armor, which is the result of just having to, when you get, oh gosh, my words, I've stumbled, but when you lose that third buy round, it puts you in a really tricky situation where you've got to go up against something like an operator now in the hands of SOGBOX on that attacking side. That's something you've got to work around, and that can be pretty difficult. Now we're looking at players. SheepEnjoyoers have pushed up. They've utilised their eco guns well, as they've just made sure their stingers holding the close angles in sewer, making sure no one else is going to get anywhere near them. We've got Roblox Boy just holding the Marshal down onto A long right now. Doesn't actually spot anything, but that's okay, because SOGBOX is just taking their time. But is that what they need to do? Because they know that SheepEnjoyoers don't have a lot of money. They're probably going to be sitting close. Bark does spot one. He's going to back off, try and get away with the paranoia. Does find a kill. Brilliant use of fault line from the teammate there. Oh, and Rudy enters, gets dropped.
Oh, IBS, oh my goodness, what a lovely, lovely little flick. And oh, Barak taking out Chinch right now. And all of a sudden, it's a 1v4 situation. SOGBOX just find themselves on the quite, in fact, the terrible back end of a thrifty round from SheepEnjoyoers right now. I mean, they've got complete opportunity to plant over on C-site, which is exactly what they're going to be doing. And now SheepEnjoyoers, they know exactly the plan that is going to be happening right now. They know that the spike has been planted over on C, but they do now have the guns in their arsenal to fight back. It is a 1v4, but it doesn't mean that Prophet will not be able to come out on top. But it all comes down to how SheepEnjoyoers execute this pincer attack. So Dark Cover coming out just in the nick of time, just before the dissipation of the other one. And now we can see 2% and IBS, they've both got themselves ready. Flashpoint prepped and ready, out it goes. Oh, and yeah, Prophet manages to find Cat Noir, but that's a really, really nicely done execution by the side of SheepEnjoyoers. Cleans up house, and they're going to have enough time to defuse.
Yeah, just not quite enough for Prophet there. But brilliant thrifty round for SheepEnjoyoers. Just like I was mentioning before, holding those angles on sewer really paid off. Just utilizing that the weapons that you have and the way that you need to. So they're at an economical disadvantage, only having stingers up against those vandals. So they know they can't take those long range fights, so there's not a lot of point in contesting C long. So, or even A long for that matter. So they're just holding sewer, and I think that was a bit of a misplay from SOGBOX to even try and contest that. When they knew that they had that range advantage, they probably should have taken a different approach to that round.
Yeah, no, they like 2% prepping themselves ready and waiting for the contact, and they were able to capitalize it just so well. The fault line was very early there. It's a rather interesting play for them to use a fault line so early because they had no one on the side of SheepEnjoyoers to follow up on it. And now we can see that 3 members of SOGBOX are making their way over through into sewers right now. Paranoia is coming out. Cat Noir is going to be having to back away as they are going to start zoning out from all the abilities. The lockdown coming out from the side of SOGBOX right now. They are going to start slowly moving towards the A side, and time is ticking. 3 seconds left on the clock, and the side of Cat Noir is going to have to be making their way away from the side. And now it's going to give Stempy an opportunity to plant the spike. Rudy is going to get spike planted by the recon bolt out from the Owl Drone. Yes, they do. IBS finds 2 nice quick kills. And Stempy is there, but they're going to get flashed. IBS finds 3. Eager Peak finds IBS, and then Jakes is there for the cleanup kill, and it is a back and forth fight, but SheepEnjoyoers come out on top once again, closing the gap to 3-3. And now it is looking really good for SheepEnjoyoers because they have really broken the economy of SOGBOX right now. I mean, look at them. I mean, Ego Peak, they've been playing absolutely monstrous right now. They are 9-3 right now. They've got plenty of money in the bank, and they still got money to spare. And we can see that the money in the bank of the side of SheepEnjoyoers is looking really good. But SOGBOX as well, they both teams are on equal ground right now in terms of firepower. It's just more of the economy. So SOGBOX this round, they're going to have to start playing it a lot slower into the ecos. IBS popping that Blaze Storm right now, waiting to see if anyone decides to peek, and Rudy is looking like they're going to peek through window, and unfortunately the kunai is not going to be connecting. They're going to have to reposition over towards the back of Gong there, and now the rest of SOGBOX, they're just holding back. They're playing a lot more passively compared to the last round. Eager getting caught by the flashpoint, but no one is able to capitalize on it except for 2%, where they find Rudy with a lovely headshot. And that's a really nice opening kill for the side of SheepEnjoyoers. The one-way smoke, not quite planning out as SheepEnjoyoers were hoping to do over on double doors now, but IBS is able to see that Stempy just made their presence known through the entrance of the main entrance of B, and now as that dark cover dissipates, it looked like they were going to try and attempt a push in to Garage, but since it dissipated, they just opted to just back away, and now it looks like they're just going to reconvene and make a slow push towards C long.
Yeah, SOGBOX just taking a nice little slow approach over to C long, which is only contested currently by the Sova, who's just doing a little bit of jiggle peeking. Now he knows there's some presence there, and he's popping that recon bolt just so that
30 seconds
when they enter the site there, they know who's coming in and when.
Yeah, now as the members of SOGBOX are slowly making their way over onto side, the spike is going to get planted now. Now the shot bolts are coming out, managing to connect into Stempy. That is going to be a nice chunk of health being taken out. All the dynamite comes out, but not in the nick of time as Barak manages to get the kill onto Stempy. Prophet has got the dark cover ready, as well as the paranoia now, as IBS is going to start defusing the spike. Jake manages to find one, Mark finds another, and oh my goodness, Chinch is able to find two, but Jakes is there for the cleanup. And SheepEnjoyoers have equalized the rounds from what looks like such a dominating start from SOGBOX right now. SheepEnjoyoers have clawed their way back and equalized the score 3-3.
SheepEnjoyoers have really stabilized this match, taking that eco round and really capitalizing on it. Bringing it back to 3-3 has just stabilized their economy, and now they've got an operator in their hands. Roblox Boy is about to start some absolute madness with this operator.
Yes, yeah, indeed. So IBS has got the operator in hand. Very, very typical of the Jet player to have it. And it's going to look like how much damage they're going to be able to do is going to be very, very dependent on the value of the Jet. So we can see that they are actually going to be holding over on the B long. No one is going to be peeking over through that window, but it's going to be a very, very fast execution from SOGBOX over on to C side, as we have got Rudy popping the blaze off. Hunter's Fury coming out from the side of SheepEnjoyoers, trying to push members away.
I've got your trail.
Deny the spike plant. Rudy holding in the cover of the dark cover as it deceives it. The Rolling Thunder coming out. The Cloudburst is going to have to come out and try and protect the Ego Peak. Manages to find two. Chins finds another. Cat Noir finds Ego Peak. And Barak gets a lovely shot onto Prophet. The Blaze Storm being used but not going to be finding any value. One more kunai left. Two.
Last player standing.
No more kunais left for Rudy, but Rudy was able to find Bark with that stinger. Down to 1v2, and Rudy is able to clean up house with that stinger. And that one really, really stung if you are SheepEnjoyoers. Full economy buy along with an operator, and you end up losing it. That's rough.
It's rough, but it hasn't dented their economy too badly, as Roblox Boy is allowed to afford another operator this round. So maybe being able to transfer it this round. Rudy has actually got themselves a free operator though from the hands of Roblox Boy last investment. Taking a look now at just the sort of ult economy of the game, Cat Noir's got themselves their lockdown ready, potentially looking to maybe get a pick with that operator and then back off the site. Retake it using that lockdown might be a solid approach, but they do need to be aware of SOGBOX's Rolling Thunder in their back pocket.
Yeah, that they do. They've only got SOGBOX have got two ults at the moment. They have got From the Shadows as well as that Rolling Thunder, like you said, compared to SheepEnjoyoers' one lockdown. SheepEnjoyoers as well as SOGBOX, they invested a few ultimates in that last round, which I think just cost them a little bit more than what they paid for, unfortunately, especially on the side of SheepEnjoyoers. They did use a Rolling Thunder and they did not come out on top, alongside the Hunter's Fury as well. So two big ultimates that SheepEnjoyoers pretty much wasted in that last round. And then SOGBOX ended up winning. But we have got the Trailblazer going to be clearing site, and that's going to let the members of SOGBOX know that they are going to be able to play a very, very fast execution. And SheepEnjoyoers, they are going to be looking like they're going to be playing for retake. But we can see on the minimap there that Ego Peak is just hanging around over into B main, waiting for anyone to cross through the entrance. And oh my goodness, IBS is going to be spotting Ego Peak instead. Down they fall. The lurker is down. Planted. And now the spike has been planted. And now the Rolling Thunder has come out, moving the members of SheepEnjoyoers away from the site, delaying their push. And now as the dark cover displaces the lockdown coming out from Cat Noir is really going to put a dent into SOGBOX's plan. Prophet preps paranoia. Ooh, Rudy nearly getting caught out by the shock bolt. Prophet is going to have to be using that From the Shadows in order to get away, but unfortunately they do not get away as they lose their life, and IBS is going to be sticking that bomb. Those do not fake, but Rudy gets a nice kill through this, but gets through with the operator. Oh my goodness! And oh, they're cleaning up house. Oh, Rudy dashes straight onto point. Gets a lovely shot to go. That has no more time. Wow, wow, wow. Rudy put an absolute monster play right there. That was absolutely disgusting from Rudy there. That was a heroic play if I have ever seen one.
I think we're really starting to see from that round the impact that Roblox Boys buy from that operator has caused against them.
Yeah.
Just you missing that one shot that a couple rounds ago has now led to 2 wins, especially with Rudy using that operator against them. Oh, absolutely, what performance there, just brilliant clutch.
Oh my goodness, wow, wow, wow. We have got a game on our hands, that is for sure. And SOGBOX are going to go for such an aggressive peek through window. My god, that paid off dividends. Prophet is able to put the numbers down to a 3v5, and Rudy is pushed up so aggressively up in towards the left entrance of B main there. My. I was not expecting such aggression, and I was not expecting it to pay off either. But here we are, it did. Trailblazer coming out over through into B main just to make sure they can clear some angles, but it is going to get taken out, and Bark is going to be putting that dark cover into the entrance of B main and just going to be waiting patiently there with the judge from what it seems like. And now, after the aggression and the amount of space that they took over into B main, SOGBOX are just going to back off, and they're just going to reconsider their plans, because they have got a 2-man advantage over SheepEnjoyoers, as well as a really good substantial health pool. We do see that the breach over on the side of SheepEnjoyoers below half health. As they are starting to clear areas, Cat Noir is going to spot them all. The nanostorm is going to come out, manage to get taken out as well. But the aftershock is going to completely turn them out into the open as a few shots come out through into Garage.
Last player standing.
Praying to God that you did not get caught, but
left.
unfortunately for
Spike
him,
planted.
Ego Peak was too much trigger heavy. 2% gets a lovely kill on Ruby there. Nice looking flick. They are just going to try and jiggle Peak. 45 HP in the dream. Out comes the fault line. They are going to get pincered. Manage to find one. Switch to the gun. They manage to hear the footsteps up into the top of garage. They are going to manage to stop the paranoid. Oh my God, 2%! Gets a lovely headshot. Ah, but Sitch was there on the flank. Not quite able to close out. 2%. So close.
Almost a flawless there.
Almost
A flawless there for SOGBOX, but not from 2%. 2% said no. Managed to find 3 picks just while on the back foot. Really well played from him. SOGBOX's approach to that round was quite interesting. Just pushing up onto B, just seeing if they can find any picks, and they did get them. They got 2 right at the start, which is a really strong opener. And then we thought maybe with that Trailblazer entry, they were going to potentially just get a plant onto B with only 2 players remaining. But I think they just thought maybe this isn't worth it. And you know, then we don't actually know where the last 2 players are. So they decided to rotate themselves back round to C long and approach from that direction, and it definitely paid off.
Yeah, 100% definitely did. I mean, credit to 2% as well. They put on a really good show there. 1v5 managed to secure themselves 3 kills at the end of it. Really well done. But Shinch was there just lurking from the behind, catching them off guard completely. We are going to be going into a bit of a timeout. Has been going on for just over 50 seconds now, and we're going to be resuming the game afterwards. So SheepEnjoyoers just going to have a quick team talk, just try and, you know, stabilize their mental, maybe just reconsider some of the tactics and just try and navigate the following rounds as best they can, because SOGBOX right now, they do have a 3-round lead, so it is quite detrimental if you are SheepEnjoyoers right now. But 3 rounds left in the bag. SheepEnjoyoers, potentially they could bring it back to a 6-6, but it all depends on what is going to be going on further on from this next round.
Yeah, we're heading straight into this round. Looks like SOGBOX are just again playing it a little bit slow, and SheepEnjoyoers reliving round 1. 4 members of their team pushing straight down into mid. And we're about to engage in the first fight of the round.
Bark puts out the paranoia as well as the dark cover. I'm really surprised that not a single member of either team has got into a single bit of conflict. But SOGBOX is just going to be going straight for a very fast execution. Oh my goodness, Rudy finds the kill onto Jay. I mean, I don't know what kind of pixel this man was seeing, but my goodness, he managed to connect the headshot. Nearly managed to get the kill onto Ego Peak. Pushes up. Oh, managed to get one. Ego Peak managed to get another spray onto another. Dashes through with the classic. Poor Bug just getting caught completely unawares. Caught down with their pants down, just running around like a headless chicken. And unfortunately, they were fed to the slaughterhouse.
Yeah, poor Bark just left completely alone there. Now 1v4, there's nothing they could do, especially with the weapon they had. Just trying to jump around through the smoke to try and get away from the absolute bloodthirsty Rudy that was chasing after them. But yeah, really just quite an interesting scoreboard to look at right now. SOGBOX in such a fantastic position. We thought the tide might be turning in SheepEnjoyoers' favour, but now SOGBOX have managed to just stabilise and come back to a 7-3 lead, and they've got 2 very strong ultimates in their arsenal. A lockdown for potentially a stud take, and then, you know, Blade Steel's always really good. Noir, who's just hiding behind the box, manages to find that first kill of the round.
Yeah, no, really good patience from Cat Noir. I was almost just anticipated that there would be a little bit too much patience there from Cat Noir. Stempy just makes her way through into through garage and onto site. And oh my goodness, that dark cover has just saved Stempy's life. But it doesn't even matter because Cat Noir is just going to find Stempy's face, just absolutely blast it full of bullets. Now, Bark going to use the Shadow Step just to TP away from the top of box here because they were going to get caught out. Ego Peak slowly making the way over onto B side, just waiting for any members of SheepEnjoyoers as they're passing through over onto that B side, but 2% is very, very wary of this. They hear the sound cue from the Nanoswarm, and they know that Ego Peak is there. But Prophet, look at him, he's just slowly inching his way into garage along with their breach.
Yeah, now he's entering site. He's got the Paranoia equipped, looking like he's ready for an execute. Going through, blinding both players. The shot, the recall bolt does come out. Cat Noir finds one, Tomo finds the other, and Prophet gets shot through the smoke. An absolutely beautiful 4K for Cat Noir to end that flawless round, turning the tides back in SheepEnjoyoers' favour.
Honestly, no, that was a really, really well done round by SheepEnjoyoers. I mean, the best score that they can get right now is a 7-5, but my goodness, they played that round incredibly well. That was like a picture-perfect round from what SheepEnjoyoers should be playing the rounds. Like, that is what they want every single round. On the side of SOGBOX, they still do have both the Lockdown as well as the Blaze Storm. We have got Stempy coming up onto their Seekers now, so potentially 3 ultimates for the side of SOGBOX. And if I was SOGBOX, I would be rushing my way to capture one of those ultimate orbs in order to get those Seekers up and ready. But prove me wrong, because it looks like SOGBOX are just going to go for a very, very aggressive push over onto B side. The updraft as well as the tailwind, getting Rudy up on top. 2% going to try and throw a few shots out. Unfortunately, not able to find anyone. Aftershock coming out just to try and zone people, but the spike has been planted. And we can see that the members of the SheepEnjoyoers are reconvening on either side. Oh, Cat Noir managed to find one. Prophet is going to get the trade. Rudy is going to get caught out by the Paranoia, so they know where they are, but they are going to pop the Blaze Storm in response. Oh, Rudy, misses the kunais, and Barker's there to save the life of their teammate. We've got Shinch now popping that aftershock, but Prophet, look at him, he's on the flank. He's going to manage to catch Bark on the offset, and he nearly whipped, and now they know that he's there. Oh, what a shot from Prophet to secure themselves a free kick, but 2% is going to use the classic to close him off, and it's Stempy. What a shot from Stempy. That is an absolutely disgusting headshot as they throw out the guideline, and they send 2% into the gates of hell. They send him to the afterlife. They tell him it's not today, and it's going to be an 8-4 half for SOGBOX against SheepEnjoyoers. Wow.
Brilliant round from SOGBOX there. Just taking such an aggressive approach to taking B right at the start. The SheepEnjoyoers just completely backed off. Like I said, 2% was just trying to maybe get some damage in, maybe find a kill, but doesn't actually find anything. And then it just allowed them to take that bomb site so fast, get that countdown going. But when they started retaking the site, they looked like they were going to win. But I think that flank from Prophet, finding those 2 kills, was absolutely instrumental in them winning that round. Stempy hitting those 2 beautiful headshots. Well played, Stempy.
Yeah, those shots were disgusting. Those shots were disgusting from Stempy there. And honestly, yeah, Prophet as well, getting that really, really good flank, catching them completely off guard. But we are going to be looking like we're going to be going for another B push. The alarm bot at the entrance there. Now we have got the members of SheepEnjoyoers making their way onto site. A few of them are vulnerable though, thanks to that alarm bot. But look how fast they are taking space right now. They have completely taken over A-Link right now, and Rudy is just patiently waiting there in the little rat corner. They do need to check the angles, and they do! Oh, Rudy just trying to put that trigger discipline to the test, and unfortunately they failed. They failed indeed, and now the Paranoia is going to get so many members, and Stempy managed to find IBS, and look, you can see on the flank that Ego Peak manages to get one, and oh my goodness. What looked like such a good opportunity for SheepEnjoyoers has just gone away and slipped through the fingers. Cat Noir getting get caught out in this fault line. And now SOGBOX, they've just kind of taken a bit more of a step back, and they are just going to be waiting that clock down.
Yeah, that was absolutely huge Paranoia there. Just completely shutting down SheepEnjoyoers. SOGBOX, they managed to get that Paranoia. It just instilled fear in them. And they didn't move, and then they didn't reposition, but they didn't want to because they're blind. They couldn't see where they're going. And that resulted in all 3 of them on the site just getting completely wiped.
Yeah, honestly, the coordination from SOGBOX Really, really well done from them. They knew exactly what they had to do. They knew exactly how they're going to
10
execute
seconds
it.
left.
And 9 seconds left on the clock. Guiding Light and Catalan find one. They do manage to find one before they fall. So 3 members of the side of SOGBOX do fall in this pistol round. But SOGBOX are going to be winning another pistol round yet again. So they are going to be going into this defensive side with a much, much better gun economy.
It's worth mentioning Cat Noir's performance this game so far has been absolutely stellar. Just getting really good shots off. Especially just playing the way that they should really as the designated sentinel for the map. They're watching the flanks, they're making sure that the utility is used correctly, trying to defend the spike when they're in defense, using those swarms and everything. They're doing a fantastic job. And even then, just trying to get that lurk on the pistol round. Sadly, it was just a bit too late, and they arrived just after the bloodbath had happened. Yeah,
unfortunately for Cat Noir, too little, too late, as the saying goes. But looks like we're going to be trying to go for a very, very fast plan. Unfortunately not, because Cinch is just going to get spraying them down with the Spectre, getting themselves a 3k, and Stempy finds a kill. Oh, the Ronin Bark gets a kill onto Cinch with that jumping classic, and with a judge in hand, Rudy is going to find the final kill. But my goodness, the aggressive push crushed to a screeching halt by SOGBOX there, by Cinch specifically with that.
Not quite a flawless round. As Bark had something else to say with his classic, just finding that jumping kill onto Cinch, who had just put in bits with that Spectre. Getting a triple piece on that entry.
My goodness, yeah, that was...
What can you do? What can you do?
I mean, once you get a 3k spray with a Spectre, there's not really much you can do at that point because, I mean, the damage is done. I mean, Bark was...
all their momentum.
Exactly. I mean, Bark was lucky enough they were able to secure 1 kill. And now we have got the gun advantage for the side of SheepEnjoyoers. They are going to get caught out by the recon bot. A few members going to get caught out. We have got the spike just hanging around over to the entrance into courtyard there. Rudy holding the angle there with the sheriff, just waiting to see if anyone decides to peek out. But no one is going to be opting to do. We have got Prophet over in the back, over on C-side behind the box there, just waiting patiently.
And it looks like SheepEnjoyoers are just waiting patiently down by C-Long. Prophet's just doing a little bit of jumping, peeking, just to see if he can spot anything, but they haven't shown their presence just yet. Just making sure that they know exactly what they're going to do, but Prophet and Rudy are waiting for SheepEnjoyoers' push as they enter the site. Jet dashes through. Prophet, not knowing the Prophet's in the smoke, Tomo finds the kill, and Spike is going down. The rest of SOGBOX looking to approach, using this Trailblazer for entry just to see if any players are still lurking on the site, but they think they found out that all of the other players have fallen off. Yeah. And now they're looking at they've got the site, but they're going to have to take long. And that's where all of SheepEnjoyoers players are positioned.
Yeah, exactly. And now that Prophet is dead, you don't have those smokes with the dark cover to cover. And oh my goodness, 2 quick kills coming out from the side of SheepEnjoyoers, and now it's all up to Stempy. They managed to get numerous flashes with that guiding light, but unfortunately it's just not enough. Just the difference in gun power is just too substantial, and unfortunately the spray down with the Spectre further beyond at the end of C-Long. Unfortunately not going to be able to do anything against the Vandal.
As you mentioned, that loss for Prophet, the loss of Prophet there was really detrimental to SOGBOX's retake. I think they realised that as soon as they knew that their smoke player was down, they retreated back to long and they thought, okay, we're going to play post-long because they can't block us, they can't block our view off. So they just had absolute sight lines, they had the flashes as well, they were just prepared for it. Yeah. They could fight back with a post-plant retake.
Yeah, they had everything at their disposal in order to just succeed in that. And they do manage to spot Prophet, and this is going to be a very, very early aggressive push. And speaking of early and aggressive, that Hunter's Fury, a bit overzealous. I would have just more likely to have just saved that, just waited to get a bit more concrete value out of it. Unfortunately, I feel like that Hunter's Fury has now been wasted. I mean, if your intent is to just use it to zone the members of SOGBOX off, then yes, you have done a good job of it. But really, Rudy was already on the Prophet was already on their way out because of them being spotted out. As well as the gunfire. Stempy finds 2 kills on both IBS and 2%, but Jake's Cat Noir gets lovely spray transfer, but the spike diffuse was stuck. Oh, Bark not able to connect. Oh, they connect on the Prophet though. Oh, lovely shot coming out from Bark there, and yeah, through the midst and the chaos of it all, thanks to Prophets surviving, they learned from their mistakes. They were able to put the dark cover up, and they were able to secure themselves the defuse.
That is exactly the example of what the opposite round of the last round would have looked like, where you've got the controller alive, all the players, again, not on the site, backed off onto long, trying to play that, trying to just hold the angle on long, on the spike, but they've still got their smoke, so they were just able to defuse without any contestation. And then it looks like we're heading straight into this next round, where SheepEnjoyoers are going to just do some running down to sewer, and they found where the operator is, and this is huge info for them. As they're able to get the pick off the operator and drop that nice and quick. Now they know that there's no operator threat, and A is potentially open for a site hit. But the rest of the players are actually separated. We've got one over by C, and Cat Noir is just still outside of Garage, potentially just looking for some more information. But they should maybe really be capitalizing off that information of they've dropped their operator. They know there's no one else watching that other than potentially the Sky, who is up in heaven, Stempy, just holding that angle. And it's going to be most likely an A hit coming in from SheepEnjoyoers rather soon.
Yeah, now that we've got the dark cover out set up, they've smoked off all the sideline. They are going to have an opportunity to plant the spike, and that they do. The Trailblazer not being able to stun anyone. Now the few shots coming out through into the squad. Oh, and the trades are going back and forth, but it's all lighting up green right now. It's a 3v3 situation. Numbers are even. Steven Brock. Oh, what a lovely 180 from the flash, but it's not going to be enough, unfortunately. Oh, and out comes the Rolling Thunder all the way for Jake's. Those Nano Swarm grenades. I like the idea, but they've just given away the position. They're really going to need to capitalize. And my goodness, they've got it to defuse halfway. And oh, Cat Noir, I don't know what you're doing there, my friend.
I respect the attempt, but the bunny hops were not the play.
No, they were not the play indeed. And Cinch is able to find themselves a nice 4K with very, very little HP left to spare.
And it looks like there is a timeout starting for SheepEnjoyoers. I think they're just going to take this time to reconvene, think of a strategy. The SOGBOX have now taken it to match point, and this is a crucial part of the match. You know, this is the first map of the best of 3 series. Putting them down in this, if the SheepEnjoyoers lose this one, they're already on the back foot, and they're going to have an uphill battle to win the next 2. So if they can take this time out here to just maybe think of a strategy to bring themselves back into this, that's what they're going to have to do. Yeah,
they are. I mean, we've got 30 seconds left. I hope they're using their time wisely. I mean, SheepEnjoyoers, they have been putting on like glimpses of their potential. In fact, like it's like SOGBOX, yes, they're on match point right now. SheepEnjoyoers, they're not having like the best game, in all honesty, compared to what SOGBOX are bringing out. But it doesn't mean that SheepEnjoyoers are a bad team. They have actually been putting on some really, really good rounds, like some really good rounds. Like we saw one of their flawless rounds as well, where they executed everything perfectly. If they could just get, 7 more rounds of that, they brought it back to overtime. But it is quite the tall order. And looking at the gun economy that SheepEnjoyoers are going to be going into this potentially final round, it's going to be quite difficult for them. Very, very difficult.
Yes, it is. Looking at the eco here as well, yeah, SheepEnjoyoers with only a couple of lighter rifles. They've got 2 Bulldogs and a Guardian up against Rudy's operator, who's going to find that first pick on Bark. Not a good start for SheepEnjoyoers, as Rudy is able to back out safely and just retreat back onto the site to hold another angle for the operator, looking for an additional pick. SheepEnjoyoers might be wise to back off here, but it doesn't look like that's what they're going to do. It looks like they're heading up to her for another hit, but Rudy finds the extra pick onto 2%. Lockdown coming in, but I think it's a little too late, as Rudy's already got those 2 picks and he's backing out. They're going to initiate a retake, and they have the ults for it. They have Seekers, they have Bladestorm.
Yeah, and
it's
now
a difficult position.
Rudy has detained. I mean, I just want to quickly mention about the fact that Profit put their smoke down in anticipation to the Sova recon ball, and that saved Rudy from getting shot. And unfortunately, Cat Noir is not going to save themselves, as EGP takes him out, but IBS is going to be there for the kill on HP onto Jake though. Oh, ooh. IBS managed to find the kill onto Ego, but Stempy is there to close it out, and it's going to be a 13-5 first map victory going over to SOGBOX.
Yeah, well played to SOGBOX there. That was a really good performance up against SheepEnjoyoers. Yeah, I think we'll have to see just how this plans out in the next game. Like you said, we saw some glimpses of greatness from SheepEnjoyoers. I don't think they're out of it just yet. They could come back and just do the reverse sweep, win the next 2 maps. As we head on to Breeze, we'll be back after this short 5-minute break.
Yes.